I'm Gary Metivier with KWQC TV6. It has been 8 years now since Honor Flight of the Quad Cities started bringing veterans from our area here to Washington, D.C. More than 3,000 of them so far, all getting a chance to see up close and personal the monuments and memorials built in their honor. From the Lincoln Memorial, follow the reflecting pool to just in front of the Washington Monument. That is where we find the World War II Memorial, newly dedicated in 2004. Most veterans of that war lived their entire lives without ever seeing this. 4 years later, the first honor flight of the Quad Cities lands with a plane full of veterans, some in their final months, finally making it here to see their memorial.
Well, I tell them I have cancer. They don't expect me to live maybe a couple more months. But the point is, I made it. I saw this thing, and that's what the greatest. It's just, I'm so thankful for all the hundreds of people involved to make this come true.
Too many times we weren't remembered. I know of the women who ferried planes across the Atlantic who were not recognized. You bring tears to my eyes. I think it's one of the most marvelous things that anybody has ever done.
The goal at first, a couple of flights, but donations from the community continued to pour in, and the volunteers kept coming forward. The flights kept going until all of the World War II veterans who wanted to go got this chance of a lifetime. While many chapters across the country stopped after a few flights, community support from the Honor Flight of the Quad Cities just kept growing. The volunteer committee decided it would just keep going, making sure our Korean War veterans were not forgotten. This memorial has been a place of healing.
The time I got home and people wanted to know where you've been. And, I spent 2 years. I was drafted.
This is really emotional. But this is going to finalize it for me. But I can't put it into words. But I'm happy now. This is closure.
And now, for the first time, a full flight of Vietnam veterans are here to see the wall and get the thank you that has eluded them for 50 years. To see the names etched of so many who did not come home, who could not come here themselves. Decades of waiting. Now it is their turn, their time. Honor Flight, Vietnam.
What if you get tired? Rest. Okay? If you get tired, we were bringing extra wheelchairs along, right?
It is Orientation Day, the Saturday before the flight. A chance for the veterans to meet and get to know their guardians, the men and women who will help them on the trip. And a chance for us to get to know some of them.
My name is Dennis Neipert, and I was with the U.S. Navy in the amphibious force.
What is the IFF on contact 330?
I was a radarman when I was in, and we guided, after we ballasted down and let the boats out of the stern gate, then we would load the Marines.
My name is Donna Johnson, and I was a nurse at the 12th Evac Hospital located at Cu Chi, Vietnam. It was quite an experience. I was only 23 years old, so we had only been out of nurses training about a year. And I worked the emergency room there, so we got the casualties directly off of the helicopters to take care of, gave them emergency care and sent them on into the surgery or intensive care or wherever they needed to go. Sometimes we would get 50, 60 patients in at the same time, soldiers in at the same time, and you had to triage them, which is not an easy task.
Choose who gets treated first,
right,
knowing that some may not survive
right,
the wait.
Right, it was either who you could take care of right now and if they had a good chance, and who you just felt like there was no way that you could save them anyway, so you took the ones that you felt that you could really save.
Craig Neipert, and United States Navy. I was a radioman. The teletype that we had, aboard ship, every day, to be reports coming across on what was going on over there and that, and casualty reports and things like that.
This is 8-1, roger out.
My name is Kurt Bath. I was in the Navy. I was an electronic technician, aviation electronic technician. And I worked on the left side of the plane where the pilot sat.
Anti-war demonstrators protest U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War in mass marches, rallies, and demonstrations.
As we were sailing out the harbor, there was the protesters lining the side there, and some of them actually tried to row a canoe in front of a 95,000-ton aircraft carrier and stop it, and I mean the Coast Guard immediately flipped them over and pulled them out. So we kind of thought that was funny, but it was when you came back and you're traveling, they had lifted the requirements to fly in uniform, so a lot of times they really didn't know, who you were. I mean, we all tried to grow our hair as blend in as possible, as much as possible,
Although mostly peaceful, shouted confrontations were frequent and fiery during the course of the march.
But if you were in uniform, people actually would walk to the other side, just like they didn't want to have anything to do with you or something like that.
Police arrested 5 persons as disorderly.
That was very inconsiderate. Spent how many years, or the 10 years, doing this, and they don't like us for it, Well, it wasn't our fault, We didn't create this.
What do you expect when you come home this time?
I can't wait. I just can't wait. This will really be, I will love it. To be recognized, finally. Individually. That's what I like best about it.
I've got friends, said they're going to see me there. They're coming to see me come home. So,
yeah. What's that mean to you?
It means a lot.
I'm looking forward to bonding with some of the other Vietnam veterans, and I'm sure there's a lot of names on that wall that I took care of. I don't know what else to say.
And now, after a 50-year wait, the welcome home for the Vietnam veterans. You've seen that on TV with other honor fights. What do you think that's going to be like for you?
I think it's going to be very emotional, and very overwhelming, and very wonderful.
Thanks for your service, buddy. Have a good trip.
Thank you. Honor to be here for you.
Looking forward to going out and seeing the Vietnam Memorial and the wall.
Thank you, sir. Enjoy your day.
Oh, yes. I've been to Washington, D.C. probably late 60s.
Oh, okay. I sure think might have changed by then.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been to D.C. other than driving through when I drove truck. So I don't think they'd appreciated me taking a 18-wheeler down there around the monuments, but so I'm excited to get in there and see. I've got a few friends on the wall I want to check out and just pay a little tribute to them.
Thank you for your service, James. Good morning. How are you? Good, good. Mr. Gerald, good morning.
Thank you.
Now, what branch were you affiliated with? Army? Who? Yep. You ready for this morning's fight?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it's neat to have one that's strictly or primarily Vietnam veterans.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
You'll have a good day, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell me what you are feeling about this upcoming trip today.
Total excitement.
And what are you looking forward to the most?
Just basically everything. It's definitely got the adrenaline flowing.
What are you nervous for today? Is there anything that's nervous or anything
I'm not
contemplating
nervous,
about?
no. I'm all excited about going.
You're excited about it?
And the whole gang.
It'll be a good day today.
Oh, I'm glad. I think so too. It'll be good.
Yeah, I have no doubt it won't.
Yeah.
It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
You bet.
Thank you for your service. Have a safe flight.
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. Well, you paved the way for me. Thank you for your service.
when we landed at Dulles, the people there waiting, I didn't expect that, and you know, just everything that went with it, just really kind of surreal.
When we was there in Washington, D.C., the people that welcomed us there, we really appreciated that.
All the people, just civilians, you know, waiting to shake your hand when you come walking off the plane, just is unreal. So.
Quite amazing.
What I did, I don't like to remember all this, but yeah, we did a lot of wounded. Yeah.
And you saw combat in one of these?
Yes, a lot of combat. I don't want to talk about that.
What's it like for you today to be here and to see one of these again after all those years?
I took pictures, so it's a lot of flashbacks now. Pretty hard.
I'm sure you had some good memories too. You made some friends out there as well.
I had a lot of good friends. Yeah, lost a couple. I lost a co-pilot and then a gunner. That's all I ever lost at flying.
I want to recognize this is our first official Vietnam expedition, and want to recognize all those who served. And with that, you're free. From here, you can go back over to the Vietnam Memorial.
Through more than a decade of combat over air, land, and sea, these proud Americans upheld the highest traditions of the armed forces.
This one right here, Will Crawford. This one right here. We know that your wife missed you.
What's that?
I said we know that his wife missed him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she would call. She would call, yeah.
Okay, it's got to be Robert Twing.
T-W-I-N.
T-W-I-N-G.
Why don't you look down here, Dad? No.
Okay.
There he is. Got him.
Over there. I was just on that line. Yeah. Robert A. Twing, yeah. He was my hometown buddy, friend. We kind of raised together, you know. And we was stationed both in Koh Chi, 38 miles northwest of Saigon. And I called him one day to see if I could come and see him. And he just happened to be at base camp like I was. So I went over there in a Jeep and talked to him. And it's like 2 weeks later, he was killed. So I was the last person to see him alive. And I found out by some family members, wrote me a letter and said that he had passed away because I didn't even know it. Yeah, it's pretty hard. And he's the only one I know, you know, of the 58,000 names on here. But I lost a lot of friends over there because I was in an infantry division, 25th Infantry, and my company got annihilated, so I lost a lot of people that day. I'll never forget their names.
This man here, Michael Freeze. We were great friends when we was kids, you know. I mean, we were close, you know. We were in grade school together. We played Little League together. We was in Pony League together. We was in high school together. He left before I did because I waited to get drafted. He enlisted. About 2 months before he got home from service, before he come home from service, his girlfriend was waiting for him. She had an engagement ring. They wrote a lot of letters together. I knew her very well. He stepped on a landmine. But he was just somebody I really appreciate. You know, I had her as a friend. You know, something you don't have every day. So.
For our
That was Bernie. Oh, that was a very close friend of mine. I went to his funeral. I had a deferment, and I didn't feel like I belonged. So that's shortly after that I volunteered for the draft. And I came home, and when I felt like I didn't belong, all those guys were gone. They'd all moved on. But I'm glad I did it. I don't regret going to Vietnam. I don't regret it at all.
Where'd he go? There he is. Right there. Kenny Bowes. He was one of my high school graduate classmates. There was 5 of us that went in at the same time, and I'm the only one that came back. I loved the military. I stayed in 22 years. You always ask yourself that question, why me and not one of them, but that's the way it goes.
Right there. The Wisely, Daniel L. Wisely.
We're at 10 West right now. 2 of my buddies are on 10 West. Killed the day I got hit. Means a lot. I always come here and say hi to them. Sometimes leave a cigar for them. But I'm always here saying hi to them. We're here because of them. You've got over 58,000 names on this wall. Our freedom is because of them. And I come and pay my respect to these 58,000 people. It's a big emotional deal for everybody here today.
I think about all the friends that I lost. I lost 7 friends whose name is on this wall that I never forget. I think about them every day, and it just breaks my heart.
I mean, it's kind of, I can't put it into words. It's really kind of breathtaking, you know.
Everything up here is breathtaking.
Awesome.
I'm just in awe of how large it is and the amount of folks that are here is namely what it's all about. And being happy to be able to come to approach this as the best as I can. And remembering folks that were with us.
I got a little misty-eyed. Yeah, I feel a lot of pain. But I know everything's good now.
The sacrifice that these men made, you know, it's just, people don't really realize, you know, what takes place, or actually, you know, how much sacrifice there is given, you know, for this country to be free. It's just, it's sad in a way, but, you know, they did their job, you know, just like all the veterans, you know, they did their job. Some came home, some didn't.
I gotta find it.
Jesse?
Yeah, I gotta find it.
It's first name, 3rd row.
It's up there in the clouds.
We brought a flag of Jesse Pena, who was from Davenport, Iowa, and he was killed in action in Vietnam.
Yeah, we're good.
Look at the people at home that are left without, you know, the people here, you know, that have sacrificed. And so what can you say? I don't know. It just hurts.
Brings back memories, some good, some bad. Like I say, it's you wonder why you're not up there and why they were or are.
All the people you see around here in blue shirts, they are what they call guardians on an honor flight. Their job is to help the veteran with anything they may need on this incredible day. They pay their own way to be here as their way to say thank you.
It's been a dream come true. Both my grandparents served in the military, so I'm doing this in their honor. And to be able to accompany Jerry for the first time, it was just such a blessing, and I had such a great time.
Absolutely incredible. Just an honor to be with these guys. Just words can't even explain the emotions, you know, and these guys are just the real heroes, not football players, not actors, actresses. It's these guys, you know, serving the community, just incredible. That's all I can really say all day. It's just been a beautiful day.
Over there, I was just on that line.
Right here, Dad.
Yeah.
There he is.
I've been on the honor flight list for about 3 years. And once I got the opportunity to go, I knew there was no hesitation on my part. So it's just been, the whole trip has just been great. It's just been absolutely fantastic, you know.
And did something in particular drive you to want to be a Guardian?
My dad, you know, my dad was a World War II veteran also, and then to have him as his guardian was just icing on the cake. And then I got to see obviously the World War II memorial, which is great. So, you know, and just to be around those guys and realizing what they're doing, and you know, talking to these guys on the bus and on the plane, some of the stories that they shared with me was just priceless. It was just priceless.
Gary Metivier is what he said.
Okay, right there, right on the dot.
Yes. Why did you want to do this?
We were up here in February on vacation, and I saw an honor flight. And I told my husband, I said, I want to do that.
It's right there.
Which one is it?
Yeah, it's the Frank L. Wilson.
The day has been fabulous. It's just phenomenal to do this, to be able to do this and to assist all of these veterans to see these memorials. It's breathtaking.
I wanted to take my dad a few years ago, but that didn't happen. And then, of course, you know, work gets in the way. But now I'm free. And I put myself on the waiting list, and they called the other day, and I was thrilled to go. I've had 2 veterans to guard today, both great guys, great stories, and I could tell they really enjoyed the day, and that made it good for me.
You know, I just like helping people. And I just thought this was a wonderful idea. I wanted my father-in-law to go, and I could never convince him to go. So I also had a brother that over in Vietnam, so this was also important to me.
After a long and emotional day, the veterans and the Guardians are now home, just now getting off the airplane, and shared a lot of remarkable stories with each other all day long and on the airplane, even on the way home. And now you can hear they are getting ready for the hero's welcome. They are about to have a moment that so many veterans have cherished, but for the Vietnam veterans, this is the welcome home they've been waiting for more than 50 years.
Welcome home, sir. Welcome home. Bagpipes, my guys.
Yeah, you bet. Better welcome than you had last night.
You bet.
I'm really amazed at how many people came out. Flabbergasted is probably a better choice of words. I'm glad they all came out. I'm glad. This was a surprise for me. I mean, all these people is fine, but all these people, they weren't supposed to be here.
I just want to thank the veterans and thank everybody that provided this. It's just unbelievable that they could come up with that kind of money to support and send all the people that they have. It was wonderful.
This is just totally unbelievable. It's overwhelming. It's hard to keep tears from coming, Gary.
Thank you for your service.
People singing, people clapping, people cheering.
My wife came out and ran down the middle and gave me these flowers. And like the letters we got on the plane, my daughter's letters in her, this means so much to me. It's just unbelievable. It's awesome.
This is unbelievable. You know, we've seen the people lined up clear past the plane before, never around this far. This is unbelievable.
I never anticipated this. I don't think there's anyone left in Quad Cities. I think they all showed up here tonight.
It was more overwhelming than I even expected. It was really wonderful, and the whole day was perfect, and couldn't have asked for anything better. It was one of the best days of my whole life.
As you see him get his hero's welcome tonight, what were you feeling?
They should have had it 50 years ago.
but it came, and they still deserve it to this day. And I'm very proud of them. Not just my husband, but all of them that served. The ones that lost their lives also.
We got our thank you that we never got in Vietnam. Welcome home that we never got. It's just awesome.
My goodness sake. It's the way it should have been a long time ago, huh?
And you came home, Bronze Star hero.
Yeah.
And now your hero's welcome.
You're right. Can't beat it. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything.
I would have never expected in a million years that this many people would come over to welcome us home when they didn't do it 50 years ago. But it was very good, very good.
It was nice. I wasn't expecting it. So.
What were you feeling when you walked down and saw this crowd?
Hard to say. It was a long time. So I appreciate it.
See something like this, it's unbelievable.
It was great to see the people, totally different from when we came home, from the Vietnam War. But now we come home and, people appreciate it more. And I really feel comfortable knowing that people, appreciate what we did.
It was just totally awesome. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure.
I wasn't expecting that either because I'd been here for one before and it just was out there, and I mean, the people just kept coming and coming and coming, and it was unbelievable.
As you look around tonight, you see these veterans coming home to this Heroes Welcome 8 years into this. What do you think? What are you feeling tonight?
I'm very excited about what we're doing. I think it helps heal a lot of wounds, and I think it's going to make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.